Things all Shardvixen here, and I am wearing a tank top, so because my hair kind of blends in the color, I didn't want you to think I was sitting here naked. Naked. I've been warm a lot lately, so I've had to wear less clothes sometimes. But less clothes is usually shorts and tank tops and stuff. But I don't wear a bra, so I was trying not to let you see my saggy monkey breast. Mama monkey breast, because old ladies have saggy breasts, saggy smile lines, saggy skin, chicken arms, that kind of stuff. It's okay though. So when I lose weight, I get a lot of this too. Not that you all need to know that. Today is, what does the Vixen say? Alright, so today is kind of a funny one. It's just my take on a question asked by Wicked Thorn, which was, if it's a penny for your thoughts and a nickel for your kiss, then what do I get for a quarter? But I thought before we went into that part of it, we should kind of explain about the language of it. So you have idioms, and then you have proverbs. And I have listed what the difference are, but I'm going to run it through really quick. Mostly, a penny for your thoughts is going to be an idiom, though it's in a book of collections from the 1500s as a proverb. But nowadays, the actual rule for a proverb is that it is short and a well-known saying that contains an advice. A penny for your thoughts has no advice in it. Proverbs contain a moral or an advice based on the general truth. Again, not much there for that. Proverbs are sentences. A penny for your thoughts is not a sentence. There's no verb. For your thoughts is a preposition. It's an ending. For those of you who say, English is so hard for me. It is hard. It's hard for me. I love to write, but the rules always drive me nuts. So, like, I didn't know what the difference between a proverb and an idiom was. Well, I kind of knew, but, like, so in the deep recesses of my brain from, so long ago that I had to look it up. So, you can Google these things, and they will kind of tell you. Just a note, if you Google something, look at it from about 4 different other sites to make sure you're getting kind of the same thing. Though people will argue, sorry, my eyes are very yucky today. People will argue whether it's an idiom or proverb. It's got more idiom parts to it than it has proverbs. Because idioms is a fixed expression that contains a figurative meaning. So it's not like you're... This one's tricky. A penny for your thoughts, to me, has a literal meaning because you're exchanging money for information. But it's also kind of a figurative meaning because you can't really give somebody your thoughts. I mean, they're not really going to get the thoughts. But it's like information these days anyway. If you give me information, if I pay you for information, I don't have a solid thing. I have an abstract thing that gives me information. So, you decide on that. Idioms do not contain a moral, so that fits that one. Idioms are a phrase, not complete sentences. Well, we already made that point. But the one that, for this, a penny for your thought, a nickel for your kiss kind of things, is idioms do not make sense if you're not familiar with them. This is a proverb that would make sense anywhere. You might change the rate of exchange. I mean, it may not be a penny, it could be a yen, but it still would have a, or whatever they're equal to a penny is, you know, the smallest amount. So you're going to have to decide if you think it's an idiom or a proverb. In some websites, it's a proverb. Like I said, it came from a collection of them. It was different. In others, it's idioms. All right, so that's our lesson on language today. Yay! Now, the actual penny for your thoughts, like I said, came from a 1500 proverb in England, a collection of them. When you get into the nickel for your kiss, that's from a song by a band or a gentleman called the Tarvars, I think it is. Let me spell it out to you because I've never heard of them. They're from 1982. It's Tavares. And then Usher, who you may or may not know, went on to also do it. But he only used a penny for your thoughts and a nickel for your kiss. The Tarvars go on a little more and say, a dime for when you say, you tell me you love me. So if we were going to make our own idiom of it, which is what Wicked's kind of asking, we'd have to follow, for me it would be follow a logical sense, okay? For other people, maybe not. Maybe you're going to throw something way out there. Maybe it's a nickel for your kiss and a quarter for your dreams. Would be kind of how I think I would go with that. But the question then becomes, is our dreams more important than kisses? And what kind of dreams are we talking about? Are we talking about the dreams you have when you go to sleep, the things that you wish for, or are we talking about the things that are your goals in life? So that becomes kind of an interesting discussion, of which I was going to kind of go that way with. Because it's a very short discussion if we go to the actual figurative and literal meanings of a penny for your thoughts. Though, for the time that it was made, the 1500s, a penny for your thoughts might actually be a lot of money. I don't know the exchange rate at that time period for the UK to what would be now American dollars, because American money didn't exist, of course, in the 1500s. It would still be English money. European countries all had different values, so a penny might actually get you a lot. Might be a lot for a thought. That might be the value. Though over the period of time, the saying has stuck, but now pennies, you know, like it says pennies for thoughts. It would be better if it was pennies for your thought, you know, instead. Or maybe now, wicked, you pay a quarter for a thought, right? $1 for a kiss, and $5 on for, you know, your dreams. Though, I wonder about that. Logically. I invite you all to make up your own concept of that. I mean, so idioms are like figuratively and literal meanings. I mean, a penny for your thought is a pretty literal term, right? And then pennies for your thought or thoughts would also be a figurative word, right? For the money in the exchange, like I said. It's an interesting thing about idioms because they're part of the folklore, not folklore, but folk. I'll get there. Not fork, not T-E. Folklore, as in people, the culture. So a cultural concept is that information for a very long time has always been something you would pay for. I know that people have made this very odd, have made statements about how we sell everything. We buy everything, we sell anything. Is there nothing free? So can thoughts not be free? Like, could you not pay for a thought? But if you think about it, even now, you know, information gets you a lot. People sell information all the time. Don't think they don't. But, and I'm not talking like secret information. When you go to school and you pay to go to school, when you go pay to go to college, if you're so unlucky of that, and you incur a lot of student loans like I did, you are paying for information. You are paying for somebody to give you their knowledge so that now it is your knowledge and you can use it. Which is why I like the internet so much, because you can find a lot of free information. But unless you're getting your internet free, you're still paying for your information. You pay internet providers. So if we're paying, if in the 1500s the pennies for a thought were was a popular statement, right? And we move that along to the now time, whatever a penny is worth to then and now, you could be paying a lot for thoughts, which, you know, if we're talking about like internet stuff and things like that, you do pay a lot for information. To go to school, you pay a lot. I mean, textbooks are where you pay for money for thoughts. Okay, so you buy a textbook for something like psychology, depending on the psychologist, of course. You have paid for this person's thoughts, and I'm going to tell you that some of those books are like $120 to $300 a pop for that person's book. And then you sit in a class that you might have paid, depending on what level of college you were, up to $120 to sit in the class. So now you're running at like $400 and something dollars, and then you still have to buy other supplies. So, you know, the penny for your thoughts is kind of not equal to $500 for your thoughts. So, but to get back to Wicked's thought of what would be the exchange rate on the information, and what kind of information would you be imparting? A nickel for your kiss, maybe it's a quarter for a hug, $1 for a fuck, which reminds me of a joke. There's the fuck up duck joke, which I don't know if I should say it, because really what it is, it's the end saying is, which would make it also an idiom. So it's $1 for a duck, and a duck for a fuck, and a fucked up duck. A buck for a duck, and a duck for a fuck, and a fucked up duck. That's fucked up fuck, fucked up duck. Yeah, that's the joke ending. So that's kind of an idiom. That's actually that idiom, a penny for your thoughts. So what would what would a quarter be equal to? I think that it would be based on the person. When Wicked gave me the question, he was also designing it like on a D&D idea. So if it was a penny for your thoughts, which would be your information, and then a nickel for your kiss because you're a sweet princess, or a mage, or whatever you are, a prince. A quarter might be for your protection and loyalty. So that's kind of interesting to me. Anyway, this one's kind of short, not because I didn't have anything to say on it, but mostly because it is basically just my opinion. And it's a very short, kind of fun thing to talk about. So I'm going to put the end part of this will be about my channel. And some of this stuff, and a shout out to Wicked Thorn, but he doesn't have a channel, just so you know. But he is part of the Geknip gang. So you should check out the Geknip gang on YouTube, Twitch. Some of them are on Mixer, such as me and Sav Jazz and Gaming Mike and Corey Mackey. And some people are on Facebook. Gaming Mike is the first one that comes to mind. Some of us are on Twitch. Me, Sav Jazz, Gaming Mike, that are producing video content. And then, of course, on YouTube. And we have our own Discord, so you should go check that out. The other thing is, okay, so I had gotten a new computer. I transferred I've been still transferring files, going through them, and transferring stuff that I use to my new computer. I cannot transfer the Movie Maker. Sorry, I should pin here. Movie Maker needs Windows Essentials, and I don't want to download it from a third party. So I am looking for a new editor. I've gone through HitFilm. I've gone through the bigger videos render really slow, so I have to be kind of careful where I want to put them. HitFilm would probably work. It's just a high-end learning curve, and I don't always have the time to learn it. So I'm going to try a couple other ones. If you have a suggestion, put them down below. I will check them out. I don't mind buying one down the road, but I don't have the money yet, and it's not on the top of my list. The top of my list will probably be a new microphone, a printer, because I want to make stickers for you guys, and some other stuff like that. So we'll have a channel checkup pretty soon, maybe. I mean, literally all I'm doing right now is finishing up the animation for Olmec Reaper to start out some new animation I have a whole list for, and working on my puppet shows, my puppets pretty soon, and doing crafting videos, and trying to get a good schedule down so I can get both channels up and running better. I mean, I hit and miss on the Shardvixen's Magnificent channel, and all of those are very old videos. I'm trying to clear out my old videos so I can start anew now that I have an idea of how I want it to go. So I'll be finishing up a mask. Pretty soon I'm going to make another mask, and I'm going to film it, and that'll be the end of my mask making thing that I started a year ago. And then I'll be putting up other different types of videos that I do. I do want to do a shout out to Law of Evolution. He's doing a drawing, draw for law, drawing with law, draw law. And you should check that out if you like drawing. He's doing a really good job of it. Also, he says he's going to do some other media. He might look into some other media. I don't really think I'd ever do show you how to do something like that, because for me, everyone draws differently, and depending on what kind of drawings you like, his might be more to your liking than mine. I'm very simplistic, And if it's, I guess my crafting channel kind of says it, just good enough crafting. That's how I look at things. If it's good enough for me, it's fine. I might work on it a little harder for somebody else, but for the most part, if it's good for me, I'm good with it. All right, so that's it. So I will catch you all on the flip side, and next vlog is just one of my thoughts kind of things. And then if you have any questions for the Vixen, please put them down, because when I run out of questions, that's the end of this series. I'll have to put a different, make something else. Though I did come up with some other idea of it that needs to be worked out a little bit more. So maybe we'll do pop references. I don't know. Something needs to go here besides things. I need to get my hair done. Look at it. All right, I'm out of here. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.